So, yeah, hi guys. Today we're going to be explaining World War III. So, basically, as you already seen, Russia's getting this alliance, and these members who want to join NATO would join NATO. And then there'd be a lot of other problems too, these first. Oh, these would join, but China and Taiwan would basically China would take Taiwan and Hong Kong. Basically, these are going to be like yeah. So, anyways, let me explain a little. So basically, this is NATO. A bunch of some new members joined. Also, Ukraine joined. Ukraine joined, Georgia joined, Bosnia joined, and Sweden joined. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now, now, like, then soon the conflict spreads across the map and people realize what's going on. And yes, basically, and then a bunch of new countries join the party. Now, anyways, so Russia would try to conquer, this is just Russia's map. I also have a bunch of country ball plushies, so that's why it's tapping on, going on things. Anyways, Russia would attack Saudi Arabia. Would try to attack Saudi Arabia, but then Saudi Arabia but Saudi Arabia's army would defend itself, and they get the entirety. Actually, they just get Yemen and Oman have this thing going on. Also, there's actually someone who inspired me to do this. Wait, hold up. Yeah, Palestine will join Russia's side, and basically, Lebanon would conquer Syria. It would take Syria, and Saudi Arabia would take Iraq. Now, basically, these countries would try to conquer Kaliningrad. They end up not. Oops, I meant to, but and they would actually successfully do that. But this, so they would do that. But in this map, if you just click that, Russia would end up getting conquered. So let's just pretend they conquered Kaliningrad, and let's just pretend they did. Just pretend this Kaliningrad thing is blue and this Russian thing is still red, which it is. Okay, anyways, later China conquers India and these ones, and Pakistan helps too. Then they attack Myanmar, and then Britain gets angry. So they sail to Africa, and then they begin attacking Western Africa. Hold up, can I see? I'm in zoom mode. I think I'm gonna go to zoom mode. They're gonna attack Africa, and basically they attack Western Africa. Ooh, all this has to actually be this color. But yeah, they conquer a chunk of Western Africa, because these islands are part of Spain. Just kind of confused, but for a second, but I already knew they're part of Spain. I just thought that might have accidentally like clicked this while I was doing the mistake, but nope, I didn't. So, and also even if I did, it'd still be blue because the mistake was that they were like that they were not fighting. Nigeria. Anyways, they'd attack these countries, but they'd leave Egypt out of this. Giga Chad. Anyways, they attack Africa, and basically they managed to conquer a bunch of northern Africa. And then they probably just create a territory and name it Northern Africa. Basically, but then Russia would go in and conquer more. They'd but like Philippines, they'd try to attack Laos in French Indochina. The Philippines would quickly take that territory along with Cambodia and Vietnam and recreate French Indochina. But Taiwan is left out of it because they don't like fighting. Anyways, and BTW, my mom's from Thailand. Anyways, so basically, a bunch of countries then decide to ally themselves with NATO, but aren't actually going to be part of the team. Ireland, Austria, Switzerland, Serbia, Kosovo, Moldova, Cyprus, and Malta, which are ally themselves with NATO but they don't like. Actually, I don't think Cyprus would. I'm not sure if they even can, like Cyprus and Kosovo, because they're just like, I think they have, because they're just like aspire to, so they want to, or something, I don't know. But they have to get to like, anyways, these ones allies, those ones, and decide to join the Partnership for Peace. And then basically, these ones decide to join the Partnership for Peace, basically, and they get through, and Kosovo joins, but Cyprus just is forced to join by Greece and Turkey. They actually force it not just to join allies with NATO, but also they force it to join NATO because like they're both in NATO and they both have control over Cyprus. So Cyprus is just forced to join NATO as a whole. And later, like basically every country in Europe just wants to join NATO. So like they just take, cause like they want to be significant. They don't want to be like they don't want people to make fun of them or something for not being a quote unquote man or something. I don't know. Maybe I do. Well, whatever. Anyways, so basically, then Indonesia, like I'm not sure. I think they might just leave Indonesia out of it. Later, New Zealand, who's also in the Commonwealth, joins, and India breaks free and takes Sri Lanka. And takes Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Bhutan, Nepal, and Pakistan. And basically, Afghanistan, whose enemies of the USA, joins Russia's side, and then they attack Pakistan and claim it back and help bring Pakistan back. Anyways, these countries decide that they don't want to be captives anymore, so they want to actually join. These countries decide to actually join, and they try to capture Thailand, but then Thailand quit. But they don't actually kill anyone. They just walk into Thailand as soldier outfits and a lot of people are scared, and the government's like, what the heck are you guys doing here? And they're like, we need you to be part of our army. Well, we could have just asked at first. And they're like, oh, okay, actually, that's probably not how it'd go. They probably just send some invitation letter to Thailand, and they'd be like, sure, but I'll just be aiding the team. I won't be helping fight. I won't be aiding. Because they don't really like fighting. Anyways, Malaysia and Liberia would probably, yeah, I think Liberia would just be promoted to join the NATO team, and Singapore, and then Malaysia would just conquer Singapore and Brunei. Anyways, then now Russia can basically just, they're gonna take at these ones. Now Tajikistan is part of these things, but they're at war with Kyrgyzstan, so Kyrgyzstan kind of be enemies. Tajikistan is then freed by NATO, and then they join, and they have a war with Kyrgyzstan. They start fighting each other, like bing, 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 bing. But then they just can't win. Basically, Tajikistan's surrounded, but they have their friend India to help them. Where Mongolia switches sides. Okay, basically, here's what the whole thing looks like right now. Then Russia gets angry at this mess, and well, actually, no one would use nukes just yet, because actually, you see, Russia's nukes are actually stored mostly here. A lot of this information I'm getting this from is like some of the information I have is from like a video that someone else made. That I just watched. Anyways. So here's Russia. Basically, no one wants to use nuclear bombs yet because no one wants to end the world. So they don't really want to use nuclear bombs in this war. They want a completely non-nuclear war because no one wants to go that insane. Then Russia tries to capture Ukraine, and Russia brings back Belarus, and together they manage to capture Ukraine and Poland. And Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. They even managed to sail out to these two islands and take them. Then they try to attack Finland, but Finland is too powerful for them, and Finland just invades further into Russia. And as they reclaim Kaliningrad, now Finland, tries to conquer Russia, but they only manage to conquer a small bit. So just pretend, just imagine that they conquered this part. So, and as Finland conquered this part, this huge, they conquered this huge part, including this lake here. So that means that they now own the nukes here. And then now nobody wants to use these nukes, but they're just worried that Putin might do something insane and use these nukes. Meanwhile, Putin thinks this war is getting boring, and later Algeria decides to join the war. Now Egypt, they just joined this team. Now USA on the other side, it decided to take a bunch of Caribbean islands. So it take Cuba, Puerto Rico, stuff that it took, and then later Jamaica for some reason just joins. And Haiti also joins, so Jamaica and Haiti join. Haiti doesn't recognize China as a country. Now, yeah, that's information. Now, anyways, here's Hong Kong. Hong Kong was conquered by China, but they want to be free. USA sends ships, but then China attacks them. But Japan and South Korea, which are USA's best friends, try helping. Then North Korea gets involved and nukes South Korea. So North Korea is actually the first one to use a nuke. I guess I just said that, and then I just realized that I just said nukes or something. Nukes. So yeah, North Korea nukes South Korea, and then everyone get and conquer South Korea, but then everyone gets involved. Japan revives South Korea, and everyone on the freaking NATO side is super angry, even Thailand, and everyone just gets really mad, and it goes full on ballistic on North Korea and conquers them. And then they take their anger out on China and conquer China and free Taiwan and Hong Kong from its evil wrath. Alright, now I am part Chinese. I'm 50% Chinese, but what they're doing is not okay. They're trying to take a country that just wants to be independent. That's very greedy. Anyways, and also they're trying to nuke USA and stuff and whatever. Anyways, so now that they just took China. Now here's what the world looks like. Oh my god. And why in America, like, besides the Caribbean, I'm not sure if they decide to team up and just become one big country because they don't want to deal with this drama. So Latin America, without French Guiana, because that's part of France, they just team up and become one big country. This is just, and it's going to be called the Latin American Union. Basically, French Guiana just gets taken by France. France, they want French Guiana to join, so then they get soldiers from French. Now, Puerto Rico actually is territory USA, so basically they both get soldiers from those, and then they invade Equatorial Guinea and Sao Tome and Principe, just so they can set up bases there. And so they invade these islands, and they also invade Equatorial Guinea's land. Then UK invades South Africa and Madagascar, and they just close it on Lesotho and Eswatini. I'm not sure if I know the geography terrain about this. I think it's desert, or I think the trees there. I'm pretty sure they're trees, but in desert. But that won't stop the UK soldiers. They try to attack Mozambique too, and they succeed. So they're basically creating a huge empire, and then they attack Comoros. Now they leave the rest of the islands out of it. So whatever. They just attack. They attack Yemen and manage to take Yemen. Later, Iraq, and they try to Iran brings back Iraq. So and they attack Kuwait. Later, they attack Kuwait. I think they had some war. I think there's already a war between Kuwait and USA, but between some oil. This is my dad told me, something like that. I'm pretty sure it's about an oil war or something. I think it was between USA and Kuwait. But yeah, whatever. I think they probably just made up and joined anyways. But then USA revives Kuwait, and then they go team up on Iraq. And they win. So Kuwait and USA team, and Israel kicks out the Palestinians once again. Yeah, a lot of sensitive information. Anyways, then Armenia gets invaded, and so does Azerbaijan. They take Azerbaijan from the Russians, and then they go full on Iran, but Iran has EMP, like the E-bomb. So they bomb USA with the E-bombs, specifically in River War, because they're worried that they'll create an antimatter bomb, though in reality that's kind of hard. Also, that explosion from the E-bomb would actually do something to me, and if that actually happened right now, I wouldn't be able to make this video right now. But let's say they did it right now, yeah, I would be very mad when they do that. But anyways, because I destroyed my internet connection, but I'd only do it for like a few hours and then later come back. But whatever. I guess I just go play with Fergus at that time. Anyways, then USA but they made a great mistake because they had their bombs in Washington D.C. and USA was super mad because a bunch of Californians were angry, and they were like, "How dare you be mean to our Californians, Iran? And take this, pew." Yeah, they do that, and then they attack Afghanistan and Pakistan with the help of India, and basically, anyways, the Chinese people, they managed to, and along with the Tajikis people, they managed to take these countries, and basically, yes, here is the world, basically. Oh my god. Yeah, and then basically Kazakhstan, who's like, you know what? That's it. I'm gonna become neutral. There's no reason to find this war anymore. And then later, so it's now just it's now just Russia and Belarus. NATO then goes and reclaims all the land taken, and they reclaim all of their land, and Belarus is like, okay, that's it. I'm switching sides. There's no way I can win. And Russia's like, Gah! But then NATO sides. They begin, but then Russia just decides, okay, I declare peace. They're like, okay. So then Russia becomes neutral, and basically NATO wins the war. And the Latin American Union, this splits it back into the countries, but there's still like a union. Capitals in Mexico. Basically, all the captive countries. And it was NATO expands really big, so big that they can't call it NATO anymore because that's just North Atlantic Treaty Organization. They call it World War III Treaty Organization. Well, actually not World War III. It is World War III Team. And that's just a... So okay, World War III Organization. Okay, so it'd be WW30. Okay, basically, later all the country, then all the countries that were captured were just brought back to their original states. Some of the countries that got captured were just brought back to their original states. Basically, yeah. Yeah, this is what they be. And Hong Kong would now be officially independent. So now, okay, this is also made with map chart, as you probably guessed or saw. Well, yeah, you can see here it's made with map. So yeah, this thing I searched up. Just forget about the misspelling. It's basically just has something to do with my computer. Oh, and by the way, yeah, here's my Conflict of Nations map. Yeah, yes. Just don't look at it. Just because it's nothing embarrassing. It has nothing to do with World War III. Okay, actually, do look at it. Do look at it, but like, don't think too much about it because unless you are playing on the same server as me, then you should be careful, or I'm gonna invade you, or someone else might. Whatever. Anyways, So anyways, like, yeah, the other post is it says just little capitals. Like, the main thing was not exactly a joke, but oh yeah, little cap. It was. Did I click on something like? Is this a glitch or what? Hold up, yeah, basically, whichever was that last country was, it's now free and like. Yeah, basically, here's basically what's left. Then first, NATO members will be renamed WW3 W3 organization. Basically, here's what the world would now look like, and the Latin Americans would make it. This is Latin America would make it. And basically, this is the World War III organization. So basically, if there's a World War IV or something, like, they just would all team up and be on the same team. Yeah, that's the World War. So anyways, yeah, see ya guys. Bye bye.